Is my property considered community property for divorce valuation? Imagine sorting through a box of old photos and realizing some are from before your marriage while others are from your wedding day. When it comes to divorce, understanding which property counts as community property can feel just as confusing. Let's clear that up. Community property generally includes all assets and debts acquired by either spouse during the marriage, no matter whose name is on the title or who earned the income. So, if you bought a house or a car after tying the knot, it is usually considered community property. This means it is subject to division when you divorce. On the other hand, assets owned before marriage are called separate property. This can include a house you owned before marriage or inheritance you received during the marriage. Gifts received from someone outside the marriage are also usually separate property. These assets are typically not divided in a divorce and stay with the original owner. The court's main goal in divorce valuation is to identify what property is community property. Only community property gets divided. If you cannot prove an asset is separate property, the law generally assumes it is community property. So, you need clear evidence that the property was owned before marriage or received as a gift or inheritance to keep it out of the division. Examples of community property include real estate bought during the marriage, income earned by either spouse, retirement accounts accumulated during the marriage, vehicles, furniture, and other assets bought with marital funds. Debts incurred during the marriage, like credit card bills or loans, are also divided. When valuing property for divorce, it's important to look at when it was acquired. Property bought before marriage is separate, but if it was purchased after marriage, it's usually community property unless proven otherwise. If separate property funds were used to buy or improve community property, some of that separate property interest might still be preserved. Commingling can make things tricky. For example, if inheritance money was deposited into a joint account with your spouse, it can be hard to prove which funds are which. Keeping detailed records of property origin, purchase dates, and funding sources is essential for accurate valuation and classification. In summary, whether your property is considered community property depends on when and how you acquired it. Property bought during the marriage is presumed community property and will be divided. Property owned before marriage or received as a gift or inheritance is usually separate property and not subject to division unless it has been mixed with community assets. This classification affects how the property is valued and divided during the divorce process.